and we export. The price tumble in the international market has affected us. But we need to undertake projects. You talked about, in your time, you got some amount of money, and we have gotten more than what you have. What we have, is it not enough for us? Look at the developmental projects we have all over the country.
But
issue of priority, is it the schools which is not a priority? No, is it the expansion of the rich hospital which is not a priority? Which one is not a priority?
When you have 10,000,
is it the roads?
You have 10 Ghana cedis right now, and there is an issue that has to do with your health.
Yes.
And there is one that has to do with being generous to someone.
Generous to who?
There's an issue of priority.
The priority is the generosity here. I am asking you all of you, but tell me, is it the rich hospital which is not a priority? Is it the Bolgatanga hospital expansion which is not a priority? Is it the roads which is not a priority?
Okay.
Which one is not a priority?
I asked the question. The control drainage, Accra drainage, and Kaswa.
I am telling you, for me, resources are coming for certain projects. This resource came from a loan from Brazilian.
No, we are paying for it. It's a loan.
No, you cannot use that one and go somewhere. The Brazilian, this is a Brazilian loan.
My brother,
exactly for that loan.
No, let me correct that.
For that loan.
No.
You know that there are instances where you divert funds to other places.
Let me correct that.
The donor will say no.
No, there is a government. There's a GOG counterpart funding for all projects. The Kaswa overhead has a GOG counterpart funding. Yes. Conti is a US finance project. It has a government counterpart funding. Wow. The counterpart funding for GOG for Conti is not there. That's why Conti did not happen.
I'm sure you didn't know that money never came to Ghana.
No, it didn't come because the GOG didn't have a counterpart funding. Yes, it didn't.
That money never came to Ghana.
I agree with you.
If you are aware that it never came to Ghana, you can't be talking about the counterpart funding.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
That money never came to Ghana for you to even think that there was money lying down.
The taxes and the debate around it would linger for
a long time.
A long time. But certainly the issue is that we are all going to have to pay, and we're hoping that after today's deliberation between organized labor and government, hopefully by close of day we'll know what the situation is, and then we'll keep our viewers posted as the day goes on. But let's move on to some other stories. I mean, let's do a bit of politics now. We're actually supposed to be wrapping up, but I'm told we have some 10 minutes to burn.
Okay.
So let's talk about politics, and starting with you. Come on. The new patriotic party is back in the news, and this time around it's yet again another suspension. We're told that one of your founding members, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has been suspended by the Greater Accra Regional Branch of the party because they think that he's thwarting the efforts of the party, and then also especially the flag bearer, because of some commentary that they think is unsavory. How is that going for the party? You think there were people who thought that the party was out of the woods?
Well, Martin, I've always said that in every society you find yourself, or every grouping you find yourself, which has rules and regulations that governs it, then you go by, or you play by the norms and the rules and regulations. It's not to say that you are being guarded from saying what is supposed to benefit the same society. No, you can say something. However, you ought to be measured by what you say. I have not read, as it were, the regional executives committee's report regarding the suspension of Nyaho Tamaklo. I have not actually read it, but what I do know is that we, as a political party, we are operating with the constitution. We are operating with rules and regulation. Of course, all of us who subscribe to this political party must abide by the rules and regulations of this particular. If you carry yourself in a way that goes contrary to what the law says, especially when you look at Article 3D, which tells you clearly what a member should be doing or what duties of a member is in the political party. It again tells you that, look, publicly you should not come out to, as it were, chastise the party or say things that would bring the party's name into disrepute.
People cannot have dissenting opinions.
I've not said so. If you heard me, I started by saying that you are not just being gagged from saying what is good for the party. You are not being gagged from, of course, criticizing matters affecting the party or by decisions taken by the party. No, you are not being gagged. However, you choose platforms to do that. That is why the law tells you publicly, don't come out to bring the party's name into disrepute. It means that we have regional executive committee meetings, we have national executive committee meetings, we have steering committee meetings, we have national council meetings. As a founding member and all that, even if you are not a member, at least you could write to the party when a meeting of this nature is going on, petition through the general secretary or the chairman. These matters will be raised, looked at, and of course, we will see to it that measures are put in place.
So that's more like a dictatorship.
That's more. No, that's more like a dictatorship. No, if we, for example, we are running politics, we are doing politics. I like the way he introduced the whole subject. He says, let's go political. We're doing politics. We have opponents sitting out there who are looking out to see a little, as it were, lapse to descend on you.
Right.
Now, I believe it is in this sense that the framers of the Constitution came out to say that, look, publicly, don't sit down to bring the party's name into dispute by, of course, criticizing or bringing down the name of the party. Okay? However, you have a platform. For example, if I sit here and the party takes a decision internally that is not good, I don't have to come to sit on TV3 to say that, look, NPP has done so and so, and therefore it's not this. As a member of the party, because I subscribe to it, I'm supposed to go, if I'm a member, write, state my positions, say why I think it's not proper, and of course it's indoor. Then we're going to look at it.
That does not amount to gagging?
No, it doesn't amount to gagging.
Is that an impediment on your freedom to express yourself anywhere you are?
Even the law that establishes freedom of speech has limitations. Imposes limitation on it.
Which says what?
Of course, it tells you that you have a limit. The limit you can go.
Yes, not to
in terms
insult
of
the person,
not
but
to insult.
to criticize.
No,
But
to
come on,
criticize.
Criticize in public.
If I disagree with you, and you want me to only express my disagreement in a particular way,
area.
how does that
No. Listen, the word I believe bringing the party's name into disrepute must be looked at critically.
What has
now, if, for example, I disagree with you, and we sit here, maybe we are all with a commonality. The commonality is that let's strive to work hard to put up candidates for, maybe say, get XYZ to be elected. Okay? Now, we all know how politics is. For example, Martin comes to do something that is not going to be so good for us out there. Then I still come out there to sit in public to say, Martin, you've done XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Expecting the one to take a decision to still vote for Martin, you understand, by my talks. No, I need to come out once I have a contact with Martin to tell Martin that, look, this thing you have done, A or B that you have done is not going to inure to our benefit. This is the way we should do it and move on. However, if you come publicly to say it, how do you come to repair it again? It's not going to be easy for you to repair it. So it's not a gag, it's just a way of putting some measures in place to ensure that the name of the party is protected and of course it's not brought into dispute.
Okay, let me pick the thoughts of the other panelists. Mr. Malba.
Oh, we are in an era of culture of silence within the MPP. Ever since Nana Akufo-Addo took over the reins of this party, the party has
Nana Akufo-Addo is not a party anyway.
Took over the reins of this
party. I say Nana Akufo-Addo is not a party. We're talking New Patriotic Party, not Nana Akufo-Addo.
Okay,
let him
So ever since he took over the reins of this party, you notice that there have been some bickering within the party to the extent that it has become violent. It has become so atrocious that you find that the party is breaking apart each passing day. Look at some of the things they are talking about.
That's your perception.
For instance, when you take Roku Brobe, who was first dismissed, how can it be offensive?
Dismissed?
How can it be offensive if Nana Roku Brobe says that putting Bawumia in the witness box, who is a novice in terms of electioneering matters, is detrimental to the fortunes of the MPP in the Supreme Court? How is that so outrageous, so as to bring the image of the party into disrepute? Is it not true? Is it not true? Is it not true that Dr. Bawumia, as compared to people like Dan Butchwe and others, are not so conversant with the electioneering processes in this country, and that you could have put in somebody better at the on the.
You don't decide that for us. It's a party we are running.
I am not deciding. I'm not saying I said that.
Please let him make it.
I would have wished that they even brought you there so that we'll whip you the more. Now, the point is that they cannot just take dissenting views. That's the issue. And for me, it all boils down to leadership. Because as a leader, you must have a big stomach to be able to accommodate all shades of opinion. But the last time I was here, I told you that the suspension of the three, that's the last three, Afoko, Komna Japan, and Crab, came as a result of Nana Akufo-Addo making a statement that they were going to crush elements in the party whom they perceived are against them. After that statement, the suspensions came. It tells you the kind of person he is. And I shudder to think that if there
are laid down procedures in the party,
he's talking about Nana Akufo-Addo.
Hold on. If you have a disagreement with the party's position, these are the steps we as a party and per our constitution, these are the steps you should take to address your concern. And you go out of these laid down rules to go and express your concern elsewhere. That falls short of their expectation, and then they can take the necessary action against you. Is that out of place?
These people are even crying foul as to the procedure used to remove them. But let's look at it.
I want to address that bit.
Yes, I'm saying that these persons are even questioning the procedure used to remove them. You know that. Now, on the issue that you are talking about, don't forget that a political party is not like your typical family made up of three, your wife and two children. It's not like that. It is about a large following with different and varied views. In fact, in a political party, there could be somebody who doesn't even like the nose of the leader, and as a result of that, could be a target.
Let me bring in.
The point is that you must be accommodating. You as a leader must be accommodating.
Martin, respectfully, before he comes in, I just want to put something clear. Before he comes in, just 1 minute, less than a minute.
All right,
Martin, Amalba, don't forget that.
Others who they think that are not within.
Thank you.
Time will come.
Thank you.
It's
okay.
Martin, Nana Akufo-Addo, first of all,
come out.
I just want to remind Amalba that we came from Sunyani not too long ago, and at Sunyani we have everybody who matters in the party there.
It's okay.
Of course, if there were problems, they would have raised it. No problem at all.
My brother never lost his train of thoughts when he was criticizing the MPP.
Although when it
comes to economic challenges, no, he loses his thoughts.
The point I want to make is this: look, MPP should understand one thing: election is about numbers. Okay, it's a numbers game, and unless they understand that election is a numbers game, there will be a problem. Look, we have. First time in our history in 2012, we had an independent presidential candidate, Jacob Osei-Yeboah. Okay, Jacob went across the country and got 15,000.
No, before him there was
okay. Jacob got 15,000 votes, just him across the country. So this is a case whereby MPP have sacked their chairman, their general secretary, regional somebody, and then now a founding father. If these people have following, what numbers are they going to take out of their fortune?
Yeah, but you can also not look at just that and allow the
party
to suffer because of their
what does the party want to achieve? The party wants to come into power. Unless that's not what their objective. But the main purpose of a political party is to be elected by the general population. I'll give an example. The NDC had a similar example. They came out and suspended recently the guy who defeated E.T. Mensah. Sam George, and on Friday, the news broke on Friday. So a lot of people were happy that in the next coming week, the NDC will be in the newspaper for also suspended. You didn't hear anything about it again? No. What have they done? The powers that be have crushed that. Whether Sam George is still suspended or not, nobody knows. Life goes on. That is what is lacking in MPP. MPP.
That's why I talk about leadership.
There doesn't seem to be. Well, but one thing is
the management of the situation.
The management of the situation. Thank you. The NDC had a similar problem. Regional executives suspended some 2 people. Within the following couple of days, it disappeared. It's been managed. MPP is having that problem. I think MPP needs a strategist. Somebody who is not just political, but somebody who is a strategist, who strategize for the party and say, look, this is how we are going to win 2016, and this is how we are going to strategize. Unless you get that.
I have a strategy.
Well,
the strategy is you are either with Nana or you are not.
Okay, all right.
I'm not sure he understands.
Okay.
He understands what
that'll
MPP
be
is
it
about.
for the newspaper review segment. A big thank you to my panelists.